Hello and welcome to this edition of Tips and Tricks. Now today I'm going to be talking about my favorite drop shot bait. And this is a bait that I don't see many people using. This bait, it's caught me hundreds of fish. And this bait actually caught me a PB at one of the lakes I go to. I wonder if I have that footage.
Oh, this is a better fish, guys. Yes. Oh, this is a good fish. This is a good one, guys. So he doesn't get me in that brush. Oh, this is a good fish. This is a good one. Gotta keep her up. There's brush right in front of me. Oh my God, this might be my PB here. Oh, come on. Come on. Keep your head up, girl. No, don't go in there. Oh, that's a good fish, guys. Oh, get out of there. Oh. Yoo-hoo! Yes. There we go. Yes, guys, that's my new PB. That's my new PB. Alright, guys, time to put this big girl in the water. Boom, there she goes.
Yes, that's right. That fish was caught on the bait I'm about to tell you about. Now, you think of the drop shot. What's probably the most popular bait people put on a drop shot? It's a robo worm. Either, 4.5 inch like this or a 6 inch. Some people put like the trick worm style on a drop shot, either, a 6 or a 4. Some people use like the fluke juniors on it with the paddle tail or the straight. This is not any of those. This is a bait that, well, I actually came out with the idea for this bait back in 2011 when I started making my own CCB custom baits. That's right. I came up with this bait. I think it was back 2011, 2012. I think that's when I started my baits. But this was the original concept for this bait. I called it the drop and stick. Now at the time I came out with this bait, not many people had a 3-inch stick worm. That's what this is. It's a 3-inch stick worm. Not many people had it, but since then there's a lot of companies, and Bass Pro Shops came out with a 3-inch sticko. And well, they came out with so many colors and so many styles, and I mean, they're a big company. They produced and produce. I just had a few basic colors, so I'm not really producing the drop and stick anymore. I just use the sticko. But I'm telling you, this bait will outfish your flukes and your trick worms and even your robo worms. I said I came up with the concept and that was when I first started fishing the drop shot. Oh, and in a little bit, I will show you exactly how I hook it up. But yeah, I just figured the stick worm works, the 4-inch, the 5-inch, the 6, the 7. How come nobody's putting it on a drop shot? And another place that kind of the idea came from is, think about the Ned rig. Think of the Ned rig and how many fish the Ned rig catches. It catches numbers, but it will catch bigger fish too. But look what everybody fishes. Look at it. It's a little 2 3/4 inch stick worm. Or you can put on a back end of a piece of a Senko, but this is a sticko by the way, I used a little 3-inch on the Ned. And everybody knows the Ned, like when it's tough, when there's no bite, you can go to the Ned and catch a lot of fish. Just like when it's tough and that, you go to the drop shot. So I figured, what the heck? Why not put something like is on a Ned on a drop shot? And it looks like a little fish swimming. I mean, you see that thing in the water and you move it, and you know the popularity of the Ned, you know it works. I know the robo worms and the trick worms and the flukes and all that, but this thing mimics a little minnow that's about that big, or a little baby fry, or even maybe a little bluegill that's only that big. It mimics it so much better when you use these little stick worms. So yeah, that's the bait. That is the secret bait for the drop shot. And I said, other than people that know it from me, because everybody that fishes with me, that's what we fish, and I've had a lot of my friends, there's a lot of me and Chris on Pinot, just whacking and whacking good fish.
Oh my God. It's a freaking toad. Look at that thing. You better not get in the anchor, buddy. Look at that thing. That's a freaking toad. Get him. Oh God.
I want it to hold the line because that's how it always breaks.
All on these little stickos on a drop shot. Oh, while I'm on it, all right, let me show you how I actually rig it on a drop shot. Now, first off, get this out of here. Okay. First off, with me, it's about 10 inches of line from my weight to my hook. Hook I use, and I've done videos about this hook, the number 2 mosquito hook. And the best weight I've found, at least for casting and working in drop shot over rocks and stuff, not the video game style drop shotting, but when you're casting out and working it, is a 3/16 ounce. I don't use an actual drop shot weight. I put a little split ring in the bottom and use a bullet weight, a lot cheaper, and it works. But yeah, about 8 inches, and like I said, a number 2 mosquito hook. And I also did a video on this too. I don't use a Palomar knot, I use a uni knot for it. It's way stronger, way better. Check out that video. I'll probably leave a link in the description. But one of the important things when you rig up these little stick worms as a drop shot, you don't do this. You don't do that straight through it and leave the hook exposed. No, what you want to do is take this thing, put the hook about halfway down and bring it and leave it nose hooked inside the worm. You don't want to bring it out. This way it is actually weedless for one, and it keeps it aligned better along the hook, and it keeps it straighter. When you put it through the other way, it can like twist and slide around, but no, up, in, and leave the hook inside. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, most people when they see me and I'm catching fish and I'm like, oh, I'm using the drop shot, they're like, oh, what worm are you using? I'm like, I'm not using, because they're expecting me to pull out a robo worm or something like that, or a trick worm or something. I'm like, no, I'm actually using a little 3-inch stick worm. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I started using this like 8 years ago, and it works. It works so much better. I mean, you see, I mean, seriously, I've even been fooled. I'll be bringing the thing in and not paying attention and look, and I don't realize my bait's so close to me, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a little minnow right there. And I'm like, oh, no, that's my worm. That's my rig. Oops. Yeah, when you put this thing in the water, and it's kind of like the, putting a pencil in, but this thing just, the way it works, and most fish, when you look at those little ones, you don't see all their fins in that, you just see their profile. And a little bass or something, baby bass or something like that, or minnow looks kind of like this. You don't see the fins and the fins on the side. You just see this little stick thing coming through the water or swimming around. So that was the concept, like I said. Came up with it way back in like 2012 when I designed the drop and stick. But yeah, I'm not a big manufacturer. Well, I said that earlier, but yeah, Sticko came out with them and they had so many more colors and everything else, and their pricing, and so yeah, I dropped the drop and stick, but go check these things out, guys. The Stickos. Put a little 3-inch stick worm on your drop shot, and I bet you, I guarantee you, you will catch more fish on this than you will on pretty much anything else that you put on your drop shot rig. I hope this helps. Until next time. Killer bait, man. Killer bait.